Caitriona, why did you decide to have two babies by yourself?
Well, I didn't. I think in your 30s, when you're younger, you presume these things will just happen, do you know? By the time I got to 40, kind of my last chance, I was brokenhearted for the third time. And I didn't feel that I could, I still don't feel, but I didn't feel at that point I could go through that again. There was something missing, and the missing thing for me was a baby. I knew too that the baby would be the makings of me. It would be the full circle.
Blanket on the ground, I could be your country queen.
So you're talking about some of the lows along the way, and did some of them make you rethink your decision?
There was a lot of difficulties. So I went to a different clinic in Dublin, and I used to often, after coming out of the clinic, I would just cry all the way home. I'd be driving, obviously, but I would just cry all the way home. This particular technician, you know, she did the scan and she said, your follicle is only 14 millimetres. So do you know what? If it's not 18 millimetres the next time you come back, I just wouldn't bother.
Wow.
I just wouldn't bother coming back. My world crashed down, I thought. And then I thought, well, if I can't have a baby, because I had other successes, I thought, if I can't have a baby, I don't want to live. So I came out into the car, and my entire intention was to find a wall to drive the car into at 100 miles an hour and kill myself, because I was a complete failure.
Country folk forever. Will you be my diamond to my Margiela? Will you be my...
Tell me about the miscarriage, because again, that was another low, wasn't it?
And I could tell by my nurse coordinator's face, you know, they put the probe in, and I knew, like, we had been on the journey, and I just looked at her and I went, what's going on? And she said, Caitriona, look, I'll have to go and get Dr. Khan, or, you know, and I was like, okay. And he said, look, I don't think this baby's going to make it. And it was absolutely devastating. And that baby, the spirit of the baby, I really believe, is okay. Because the spirit of the baby who chooses you, I really believe that, will just go on to another family. Or maybe come back to me later.
We could be TV stars, country folk forever. Will you be my diamond to my Margiela?
It took me 6.5 years to have Anya James.
Wow.
It was incredibly difficult. And nobody knew. I was the photographer and the correspondent of the Nationalist newspaper. So I was out and about, and only my very, very close friends knew
That you were going on this journey.
Yeah.
So all the time, how did it begin, and what happened along the way?
There was another embryo left, and I kind of knew in my heart of hearts I couldn't leave it behind. Believe me, to try and have one baby was this it was this horrendous hell journey, but I didn't even know if I could have one baby. So to have two babies by the time I was 48 and a half was, and still is to me, unbelievable.
You mentioned a house in passing. You want to build a house and somewhere very special for the girls.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I've lived in the Glen of Allo, or I've lived in Ross Road for 15 years, and I've lived in this wonderful cottage that I rented, and circumstances have changed, and I've been asked to leave. And obviously, as we all know, there's nowhere to go. I always had a dream of building my own house. So that's why I went back to songwriting, Fran, because although I'm a photographer, and that's great, but I need big money. So I'm looking for the miracle. And the miracle is I can songwrite. I have to believe in myself, because you have to believe in yourself. And wouldn't it be fantastic if, as you said to me, it only takes one song.
It only takes one.
And that could pay the mortgage of a house, because it's for the girls. I want to create a home for them in the Glen of Ahlo for the girls.
I was crazy feeling Will you be my dad to my Marcella? Will you be my dad to my Marcella? You could tell the world